Hey, it's Brandon Wright, Right Stuff Media. So, after a conversation yesterday with a friend, I was asked about benefits for a small business. What should we do? And isn't this a question that every small business owner goes through and asking, what can I afford? What do my employees want? And what can I offer? And I think benefits, as we know, they help attract talent. But there's a bigger purpose. Because if you have a culture set up, you're going to attract talent and you're going to be able to staff your company regardless because people want to work for you. So we got that covered. But the bigger thing is that if you truly care about your employees, then you want them to be protected. And I think that's a big deal because if you have the mindset as an owner where your people are your team, you want them to be protected in the event that if something happens, the what if. And so all I can do is I can share with you my thoughts of how I created a benefit program for my company. And I did the health benefits. I offered health. I paid 50%. And it was good. But then the economy hit. We hit the recession. I had to drop the benefits to save the company. And really, I don't think I had to lay people off and people quit during that time, but I don't think people left because they lost the benefits, the health insurance. But as my company rebuilt itself and we became profitable again, I wanted to develop a plan that was built around what my employees would need. And a lot of my employees were hourly workers. So it always was on the back of my mind that if one of them got hurt inside of work or outside of work, how can they still provide for their family? Because what I don't want is I don't want a mom left at home while her husband is injured and can't work and bring home money. Because that puts financial stress on the family that I don't want. So I came up with what is it that works for them. And for hourly employees, I felt that short-term and long-term disability was best. And those are fairly inexpensive. So it's a benefit that the company can offer, and it's also a benefit to the employee. So short-term and long-term disability, and what that does is that pays, I think, like 60% of what they make, and they're getting an income. Now, the other thing I added was life insurance. In the circumstance that someone would die, hopefully not working for me, but outside of work, if that was to happen, I want the spouse to be able to have enough money so they can last for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and that they can grieve, they can take care of their family, and they don't have to work, and they can have the finances for that. So life insurance was very important. Short-term, long-term disability. Now, the other thing that I really liked was the Simple IRA. I think it's called the Simple Plan. There's the 401k. Those are two different options. For explanations of those, you got to go see a financial advisor. I can't help you with that. But that allows not only the owner to put money away pre-tax, but it also allows your employees to have money withdrawn from their check, put into retirement, and that's pre-tax. That means you don't pay tax on it. And what you're doing is the owner and the employees are building up their retirement plan. Now, a lot of small business owners that I've talked to have the plan, but the employees don't contribute to it. So that's where I believe that the owner, you should participate and give them a matching, right? For me, it was 3%. And with that 3%, it means that they would put in a certain $100 and I would match that up to 3% of their income. And getting that mindset to my employees was I had to have them look to the future. Because a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. And I want them to start thinking about how can I start building up savings? How can I start building up retirement so that 20, 30, 40 years from now, when I retire, that the employee can retire and they're not just depending on Social Security. And so we also put financial training. We just bought the Dave Ramsey program for each of our employees, and that was another benefit. So when you're looking at what benefits for your employees, the employee also has to understand the small business can only afford so much. That the small business owner wants to do more, but in order to survive, stay profitable, and stay in business, they can't offer everything. And I think that's why you see a lot of us with health insurance plans that we don't offer it. And not to mention, group plans cost more than they do if the employee was just to go out and buy it. But that also brings up the last point that I'm going to make today. Is if you have a performance incentive program where the employee makes X amount of money, but the high performers, or if they meet the expectations beyond what you're expecting of them, then they make more money, then they have an unlimited income depending upon their performance. And if you get the right team, you want all high performers, right? So when you look at benefits, talk to other small business owners. Think about what you put into your company and offer, and if you had to take that away, would that destroy your team? Because we all go through these ups and downs, and if you take something away, the last thing you want to hear is, I'm leaving your company because you don't offer this anymore. And then that destroys whatever contribution that your employee had in your company. So think about what is it that you have, what is it that you offer, what is it that you could offer, but also look at what is inexpensive but truly helps the employee, but they don't really know that. And I think that's where I found that with that disability, that was the payoff. And when I had one of my employees get hurt on a weekend outside of work, so workers' comp won't cover it, that disability paid for his wife who stayed at home, and it also paid for him why he healed. The family could stay where they're at. They didn't have a lot in savings. That disability brought money in. And that was proof to me that when you find something that is in the benefit of the employee and that the company can afford, then it's a match. That's a benefit that's worth having for your company. So if you're an employee watching this, put in the comments below what's important to you, what truly is important to you, and give the explanation of why. Because we want to understand other people's perspective. The owner needs to understand the employees, and the employees need to understand the owner. And if you have any great thoughts or ideas, post them below. I love reading them. I'll always respond. And check out rightstuffmedia.com. Today I got 2 coaching clients. And if you have questions on your business, you need help, if you just want to ask me a question, go to the website, my email's on there, or leave it below, send me a message through our Facebook page. But thanks for watching. Keep working on building that business. And think about what benefits could you offer your company that you can afford that truly helps your employees.